Jeff, thanks very much for joining us today on Resources Daily. Look, it's been an impressive start for your company, Peak Oil and Gas. Can you just tell us a little bit about the background of the company? You've been around for about 18 months. What's been the main activities to date?
Yeah, over the last 18 months, Perry, pleasure to be here, by the way. We've developed from effectively a semi-warm start, developing a package of assets across Asia Pacific, which now has culminated into a high impact seriatim of exploration prospects, coupled with what is quite an exciting and high impact cash flow asset in the Philippines by the name of Cadlau, and that's a redevelopment asset. So it's a field that has produced in the past, was produced by Amoco and produced 12 million barrels of crude oil, and was subsequently shot with 3D seismic, which imaged up-dip attic oil with a certified 2P reserves value of 6 million barrels. Mm-hmm. Peak has executed a legally binding agreement to farm into that permit, which entitles us to 50% of that oil. So we've got 3 million barrels on the balance sheet even before going public, which is quite a feat for a young company of our nature.
Okay, great. And tell us a little bit about the background of yourself and some of the other executives in the team. There's a strong focus on Asian exploration, and you've obviously got some good expertise there.
Yes, Perry. We made a deliberate objective of investing in Asia because of the skills and the background, the experience of a number of the executives. I've been working up through Asia for approximately 20 years of my life, off and on. Lived in Asia for 5 years in Thailand. Our chairman, our current chairman, has something over 25 years of experience in Asia, and Jim Durant, our technical director, has also worked Asian assets frequently from Australia and also in country. So we have a very good working knowledge of the geography generally, and we have very good networks which we've been able to leverage to put in place on-ground operational expertise in some of the key locations where we're investing.
Okay, thanks. You had recently had a successful pre-IPO capital raising. I understand you're looking for around sort of $8 million, and it came in at around $10 million. Can you just talk us through that and perhaps just highlight sort of some of the key investors in that raising?
Yeah, absolutely. That was, as you know, the last few months haven't been very easy in the capital markets. We raised a significant amount of money, as you said, went out to raise 8 and actually returned an oversubscription and had to cut that off at $10 million, which at the time we noted a number of small IPOs were being pulled because they couldn't raise public funds. Privately, we've been able to raise enough interest in the company to generate $10 million worth of subscriptions, which heralds very well for the upcoming IPO. Notably, we put a number of strong institutions onto the register. They included a Chinese SOE called Hebei Mining. Yep. We have Goldman Sachs fund out of Australia, which has come in very strongly into the company, and also an individual who is strongly linked with oil and gas in the Northern Hemisphere, a gentleman by the name of Peter Smedvig. He is a Norwegian, of Norwegian origin, and had built a $1 billion enterprise in oil and gas services and even in E&P, and now runs a fund, very successful investment fund, and we think that's a real tick in the box for our company, given he is a very astute investor.
Okay, great, thank you. Talk us through the next couple of steps for the company, and what's the rough timing for the IPO? You're expecting something in the next few months?
We are. We're due to lodge our prospectus in the second half of September. We'll be on the timetable listing on the ASX, if not late October into November, early November. We're raising $55 million of equity and adding another $20 million worth of debt, primarily to fund the development of the Cadlau asset, but also to fund early stage exploration preceding the very positive cash flows that come out of Cadlau into 2012. So the Cadlau project's on a development schedule of around 11 months. We would be expecting first oil in October 2011. And from there, the payback is only within a short space of time. Within 3 months, we go cash flow positive.
Okay, great. Perhaps just finally, you've spoken about leapfrogging some of the juniors in the oil and gas space. You know, what are your intentions over the medium term? What sort of market cap would you be looking for? And you know, how do you sort of really hope to grow the company?
It was a deliberate step, really, to take our time, although it's come around very quickly through our endeavours of the whole team, to build the portfolio that enables us to get into that cash flow position very quickly. And that, I think, gives us a separation or differentiation of many of the companies who deliberately go out on an exploration strategy and leverages there on success. We've taken a slightly different approach where we've effectively de-risk the company by having cash flow that enables us to fund our exploration portfolio and build the company from a reserves base through those impacts. So we expect that we would be listing north of $100 million based on current valuations, and very actively growing the company into that sort of $500 million to $1 billion space. That's the drive of the board, and we'll be working very hard to achieve that.
That's great. Thanks for your time, Jeff.
Thank you,
Cheers.
Terry.
Thanks.